Hey guys, Talk here. Sorry if the Pokemon video kind of weirded you guys out in the sense of, hey, what's this different thing? I don't know. I just wanted to show you guys something I found and wondered what they were worth. If you wonder what I am drawing my take on a modern day Sheik for my Modern Zelda alternate universe that is posted on Zelda Amino and DeviantArt. So, what's the point of this video? Well, I've been talking about this quite passionately with my friends who are also artists in real life. And this is on the topic of people complaining about artist prices and, why they shouldn't do it. So, let's get started. I have a few points and I will elaborate on them. Point number 1. Don't say to an artist that their art isn't worth money or the price. This is quite saddening and, disheartening to the artists because you're basically telling them your art isn't worth anything. Your time, effort, and money's put into this was all for nothing because it's not worth anything. And in all honesty, that is quite rude and that could, in some ways, you know, discourage an artist from doing what they love because they've been told that their art isn't worth anything, which is quite insulting, or isn't worth whatever price they have. Again, quite insulting if you say that to an artist. So I highly suggest that you don't, just for your sake, the artist's sake, because they could blow up on you and you don't really have anyone to blame but yourself in that situation, for the most part. Another thing not to say to an artist if they're doing commissions and you don't like their prices, do not insult the artist. This has happened to me before in real life, and it's just, I don't know what tactic you're trying to use, if it's some weird manipulation tactic that'll make me feel bad and give you free art or what. But this one goes along with the first one. The artists might get disheartened and stop doing what they love because they've been told their art isn't worth it. Or you're probably going to get a not so nice response from the artist because who would have guessed you literally just told them some insults about them or their art because surprise surprise you do not want to pay, which is not nice at all. If you do this, please know that you are not going to get the result you want. In 99.9999999 cases, the artist will get generally mad or upset and will never do anything for you. Or that might just be me. Who knows? But yeah, don't expect anything positive or any art from the artist if you tell them this because, well, obvious reason is obvious. You shouldn't be telling anybody that or just like insulting them because you don't like their art or just like insulting their art because like what are you trying to accomplish? You're not going to accomplish much by doing that. So I do not suggest doing that. And another thing is just don't complain about an artist's price. Again, I'm actually going to tell the story. And if you are the person, please do not speak up because I don't want you getting attacked. And please do not try to search up this person. I don't know who they are online, but it did happen in real life. So please do not witch hunt or harass anybody who you think was the perpetrator because I'm not cool with that. So it was when I was a bit younger, but still kind of recent, I guess. Not really. But basically, I tend to do in real life commissions because, I'm a minor and PayPal isn't exactly the greatest idea right now because I am a minor. Obvious reason is obvious. But basically, I was in this group in my school, which is like this like monthly thing that everybody meets, like people in this one classroom, not everybody, but like a group of people do. And this happened, and there's like basically the whole school is doing this. And in there was a person who well, the people there liked my art, and this person wanted some art from me. Okay, no big deal, right? They wanted traditional art, and they wanted a hyper realistic unicorn, and they wanted it done in colored pencil, knowing that I used Prismacolor. So, Prismacolor, if anybody knows, is not cheap, especially their colored pencils. Those are expensive. So, like, okay, I was calculating basically in my head how much this would be worth because one, it's realism. Two, colored pencil. This would probably take me a few weeks to do, so it could be up to my standard. Heck, I might have to redo it, and a lot of effort would be put into it. So I estimated about $60. Now, when this person heard that, they flipped their shit. And I mean, completely flipped their shit. And they basically were like, why do you think your art would be worth that? It's not worth much. Who really commissions you? Oh, wait, nobody. And basically insulting me, my art, and saying that my art was not worth $60 when done in semi realistic things. And guys, girls, whatever you identify as, $60 for realism is really cheap. Here is why. Okay? Okay. So let's compare this to McDonald's, a fairly low paying job. You know, notorious for not paying very well. Okay. I think it's at least the one near me, and I don't know about yours, but they pay about, let's see, $10 an hour. And the average workday, I think, is around 11 hours, but I know you'd be working less, so you'd probably be working a few hour shifts, maybe several throughout the day. That's just how it's going to be. So that's what you're working. And okay, if you're getting, say, for an example, being paid $10 an hour, in 6 hours, you'd be paid $60. Of course, with taxes, maybe a little less, so maybe a little bit more than 6 hours. Okay, you get my point. But basically, that is just in one day. And if I am working several weeks and I am spending a bunch of money on this because it's traditional art and Prismacolor, mind you, because that's my preferred colored pencil brand to use. I am using both of those, which are not cheap. It takes a while to do this because hello, I'm it's a semi-realistic unicorn, or in this case, hyper-realistic unicorn. So that considered, if I'm spending maybe a week or two, several weeks, who knows, doing this art project commission, and I am being paid less than a McDonald's worker does in a day, and at this point, under minimum wage, I don't think there's any room for this person to complain. Just saying. And I tried to explain this to them very politely because you're not going to be rude to a customer. That's just not the way to go. But basically they cursed me out, told me that I was just greedy. I only wanted the money, which I mean, yeah, I'm gonna want the money. I'm spending all this time and work effort on this. What do you mean? And just basically calling me everything in the book simply because I would not lower my prices. I would not budge. I'm already making under minimum wage. I have no reason to budge for my prices. And they had the nerve to complain, even though I calmly explained to them my why I am charging the way I do. And I am a student, so that's kind of why I was charging less, although I probably shouldn't be. So basically, they get in a huge huff, and they're telling all their friends that I'm this unfair, bitchy person. Sorry, YouTube, this is not going to be monetized anyway, so whatever. And that basically I'm this horrible person who is super greedy and all this stuff, simply because they would not get their way. And honestly, if you're one of those people who do this, please don't, even if you're an artist, even if you're not, because that probably won't go down too well. Nobody really believed the girl because one, they knew me, and two, they kind of knew better. But it just goes to show, please do not do this, because I've had other people do this to me, and it's just not fun. And I'm sure other artists have had to deal with this, whether from other artists or people who are not artists, because artists can do this too. It's not exclusive to one. But basically, please don't do that because a lot of the times the artist is making under minimum wage and you have the nerve to complain about somebody making under minimum wage unless you were complaining that their prices are too low, in which case, okay, whatever. It just I feel like, yeah, if you've seen artists taking commissions, do not say their art isn't worth it, do not insult the artist, and do not complain because more often than not, they are really undercharging themselves. And if they are overcharging themselves, you please try to think of financial situations or things like that because, those all play into account too. I'll probably be redoing this a million times, and this probably won't look anything like the way this is when I upload this. So whenever this art piece, and those are just basically my points. Sorry if this is a little rambly or I was repeating myself a bunch. I hope you can really understand what I'm trying to get across. Hope you enjoy. If you have anything to add, please do. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Bye.